everybody. It's Ina Hillebrandt with Chet Richards, who is the author of the book From the Potato to Star Trek and Beyond. And we're going to talk about the memoirs of a rocket scientist part right now. This is an unlikely story for a rocket scientist that really caught my eye. Chet, I'd love you to talk about it.
Well, thank you very much. I was involved in the early 1970s in a project that involved flying a rocket in space. And my job in that particular project was to do the flight instrumentation for this particular device that we were throwing up into space. And for that application, we needed some special crystals. They were cadmium telluride crystals of a special type. And so we got the best crystals in the world, and we found one crystal which was outstanding, and that's the one we wanted to use. So the guy who was making those crystals was working back east for a company called Tyco. And so I went back to visit him, got along very nicely. We developed a good working relationship. But then it turned out that I think it was Mobil Oil bought the company and decided they didn't want to make these crystals anymore. So my friend there, Jerry Entine was his name, Dr. Entine, decided that he was going to set himself up in business, making crystals of various kinds, but cadmium telluride particularly, because he had a potential customer, which was me. So I said, go ahead, get permission from your company and a license, and go ahead and set up a facility. So he did that, and he gave us some sample crystals. And so I flew back again to the area, which was Boston, and he invited me to see his factory. Well, so we went out for dinner before seeing his factory, and then he took me over to his mother's house. That was a little strange. And we had sat down at the dinner table, and he showed me the plans that he had for his expansion of his factory and so on. And then he says, well, I want to show you something. And I said, what's that? And he says, well, come into the bedroom with me. Come into my bedroom. So I walked into the bedroom, and there was his factory. And it was, picture a high boy dresser that was maybe about yay wide, and what looked like an old A.C. Gilbert chemistry set sitting on the top of the dresser. And that's where he was making his cadmium telluride crystals. Of course, he had to heat them up to a couple of thousand degrees in order to get the melt and all the rest of that stuff. So he had lots of asbestos packed around the thing. And I looked at that. I said, Jerry, what happens if you burn the house down? And he says, my mom would be upset. So anyway, but he was producing the best crystals in the world. He was beating everybody else out. So I came back and started to tell that story to the Air Force colonel in charge of the program. And I was more than a little nervous starting this. I was going to talk about going into this guy's bedroom. But the colonel took it really well, and he signed off on the project. And Jerry Entine built a great company out of that. We were his first customer, but he's now a large company supplying all kinds of interesting crystals to the rest of the world.
Thank you. What a wonderful tale, and what a wonderful ending to a tale. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, who knew that a rocket scientist would need to go to somebody's mother's bedroom to find the factory? I love how you put that. That's great.
On top of a dresser, the whole factory.
I know. It's wonderful. I love it. Thank you so very much. See you all soon. Thank you for tuning in. Bye for now.